Real legend vibes.
Crash through the door like a hurricane spinning. Backhand gang always winning, never thinning. Bricks in the vision, stacking heights like a ladder. The first reckless graduate, nothing else matters. Taught by the bold KG, the professor. Class full of hitters, no time for the lesser. Blueprint sharp, every line be surgical. Gang move wild, but the hustle's vertical. Shut up! There's a takeover anthem. Backhand gang, no pressure, no tantrum. Big with the bass, see the streets gon' feel it. Records on the rise, no way to conceal it. Backhand gang, backhand gang, backhand gang. What? Backhand gang, backhand gang, backhand gang. Backhand gang, shut up! Backhand gang, backhand gang.
Boy, people, what's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to another episode of Truth is Truth. Yes. Wherever you're watching or whatever time you're watching this, please make sure you smash that like button. And if you're new, please subscribe. Joe's trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year, if possible. Fingers crossed. Maybe I need to be more consistent. But with that being said, look, today I'm going to be talking about something that's very, very, very true to my heart. We're going to be talking about what happened in Jamaica a couple of weeks ago and just some people's reactions, because you know what? Yeah, I saw so many Americans reacting to how the Jamaicans were talking bad about them or about the situation that they was in, you know, that certain Americans were saying that the Jamaicans should appreciate that they paid their money to come there. But here's what I have to say. Your argument shouldn't be with them. Yeah. Your argument should be with your holiday makers. But look, let's just get into it, because here's what one American had to say about the situation in Jamaica. And his name is Oshay Duke Jackson. Now, shout out to him, because he's one of the content creators that I actually watch, one of the most on this YouTube space. And you know what? He always comes with some good black opinions. He's one of the, what you would say, black content creators in this YouTube space. And that's why it kind of shocked me with what he had to say about the American situation. Now, just let's have a look at this together. Let's watch it and go through it, and you guys can let me know what you think in it. Yeah, let's have a discussion about it together. Well, anyway, here's the video.
To them black folks that's down there at that resort in Jamaica that's doing all that damn clowning and making us black Americans look bad.
On October 28th, Hurricane Melissa made landfall in Jamaica as a Category 5 storms, with winds reported up to 185 miles per hour. Down. It's definitely one of the strongest hurricanes on record in the Atlantic. Now, the storm has caused widespread devastation in Jamaica. It's a lot of infrastructure damage, power communication outages, road disruptions, flooding. I mean, you get it. They're down bad. But not only is this bad for the citizens of Jamaica, it's bad for anybody who's vacationing there. Now, guys, Jamaica is a getaway spot. It's a vacation spot that a lot of Americans like to go to, especially Black Americans, because of the great culture of Jamaica, their music, their food, and we're literally cousins, right? Like Black Americans and Jamaicans, we have a great relationship historically. So if we want to go on vacation, we will go to Jamaica. The problem is some of these Black Americans are stuck there during the hurricane, and these resorts are not able to deliver the service that they once would under certain conditions. And so a lot of people are complaining about it.
So why can't we leave when y'all feeding us pastries for breakfast and we still had to pay full price to stay here? Like, come on.
May I ask where you're going now?
We going to get something to eat.
Everything closed across the street. Everything closed. Gas station, shopping mall, everything closed.
So what are y'all doing for gas? You all knew this storm was coming, right? So you're going to give us bag lunches, bag breakfast, some pastries? That's so disrespectful.
Now, I'm just going to say this right off the bat, yeah? That's one of the things that pissed me off the most. Hear what she said there. Y'all knew this hurricane was coming. Woman, you knew this hurricane was coming. Your holiday providers should have knew this hurricane was coming. Why are you not taking it up with them? Why would you even think it would be a good idea? You're lucky. This is what I'm saying to you, yeah? You're lucky anybody's even there to serve you in the first place. Think about what's happening. It's a national disaster. Yeah, it's a national disaster, which we'll talk about later on another show. But I'll tell you something, yeah? A national disaster means people are in fear for their lives. Yeah, their children, their family, their loved ones, their older loved ones. Yeah, they're all worried about them because you know what? People are getting carried away down streets that by rivers that used to be streets. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And you're there wanting people to be catering to you. You're lucky you got the box lunch. You're lucky you got some food and some pastries. You're lucky you got any of that. Yeah, the fact that they're still there is something that you need to even take into consideration. They're not there, they're not with their families, they're with you. Yeah. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's continue the video.
So this clip is what got everybody talking. Obviously, what we hear is a lady with an American accent. She sounds like she's from our community, and she's pissed off because she's basically not getting what she's supposed to get. She's in Montego Bay, spending a lot of money, and what she's getting is not the quality of service, and the lady is not understanding of what's happening around the country. And she even posts here, "I'm ready to go home. Surviving Hurricane Melissa was not in my itinerary. Y'all, please keep us in your prayers." But she isn't the only person complaining about what's going on.
This is what they gave us in our snack ration meal to go boxes. It has. You know, what is this?
Now, don't get me wrong. That looks bleak still. Carrots, cucumber, and what looks like I think is potatoes. But don't lie though. I can't see Jamaican people giving you that to eat though. I want to see the box when it first comes. I know you ate something out of it. Don't lie to me, big girl. I know you did.
What is this? What is that? Okay, thank you.
Now, as you can see, this is a British lady that is complaining, okay? Now, I want you to see what is important. You have this British lady that is complaining about the service, as well as the American lady, okay? But then, watch what this guy does.
Come and got an actual hot meal. So, hers mom still got fed. We all got food.
These black Americans on my feed at the resorts are so annoying. I can't wait for them to fix the airport so y'all can get back the We tell that now, we don't want to know Jamaica, because the mentality is so and it's so crazy. It is the black Americans.
You have this same dude who doesn't even understand her accent, right? He is now blaming this lady as black Americans. Now, it is true that a lady with a black American accent said what she was saying, and they said that that lady is a Caribbean American that's doing that, not even a black American. But he is blaming black Americans for this lady, and he's saying, listen, we're tired of y'all. Why don't y'all go back? But what I do want to talk about is that you had black Americans, obviously, that were on the side of Jamaicans.
To them black folks that's down there at that resort in Jamaica that's doing all that damn clowning and making us black Americans look bad, y'all better get y'all shit together. It is a damn hurricane going on, and y'all about getting tuna sandwiches and cold cuts. You lucky y'all eating. They have family that are stuck in that hurricane, loved ones, and you be a tuna sandwich?
Now, this lady is saying, listen, these people are basically under a hurricane, and all you can think about is yourself, okay? And again, put yourself into that position. Like, you're in a country, let's say you're in the black community, and, you know, an act of God comes through. You can't really provide the service you want, and somebody's breathing down your neck about what they paid for, and it's not like you don't want to deliver it, you can't deliver it, and you work for this corporation, and it seems terrible, right? It seems horrible. And I would understand putting myself in those positions, or in that position, how I would feel, right? I would feel like, man, this person doesn't care about me. But let's listen to the other side.
How about you guys come over here, pay the exact same amount of money that we paid to go over there to spend luxury money, might have saved up this whole freaking year, might have saved up for 5 years, and expected that the Jamaica that we see on our television is going to be the Jamaican experience that we get. Not only that, you come over here and you spend exactly in the amount of money that we make, that we work our asses off, right? You spend that exact same amount, come over here and experience the treatment that we experience when we come to y'all.
This lady just came from Jamaica right before this thing happened. And she's talking about the other side as a customer. When you are a customer, you typically don't want to hear that, well, listen, you have an act of God and I can't get what I want, because you've advertised this position. You're basically saying that this is a resort. You're not telling us not to come during the hurricane season. You don't have any kind of insurance. If there is a hurricane, you don't have anything that would stop this from happening. But you advertise this to me as a vacation. She's saying her and her husband spent this money.
Did you say you don't have anything to stop this from happening? What in the hell was they supposed to do to stop a hurricane from happening? Nobody can stop a hurricane from happening. Well, nobody in Jamaica, at least. Yeah? I'm telling you right now, I swear sometimes the level of entitlement is crazy. Like, all that being said, you said all that, yeah? The fact of the matter is, yeah, you save up your money. You could have saved it up for 5 years. You could have saved it up for 1 year. You could have saved it up for 10 years. Yeah, but when you decided to get on that plane and go to Jamaica, you should have known what was happening in that country in the next coming week.
And they spent this money all year. And not only that, Jamaican resorts are notorious for not doing what they're saying they're going to do. And I want to even do this and shout out to ChatGPT, because I asked ChatGPT about the service inconsistency on Jamaican resorts, okay? And here are some of the frequent issues raised by guests. Number one, you get service inconsistency. For example, Moon Palace, Jamaica, they talked about that, right? High cost plus low value. Now, this is very popular around the black world. It's everywhere where blacks are at, okay? Especially overseas, Jamaica. You see it here in Africa. They talk about Golden Eye Resort, bad service for such a premium price. All right, now remind yourself that these people are spending an all-inclusive packaging for these locations, and they're being sold at top dollar and not getting, the right service. Even if there is not a hurricane, you get broken promises and marketing versus reality gap. You talk about the Royal Tender Grill, okay? And you talk about the facilities and maintenance issues. All right, you look at the spa pools and amenities, they're not up to standard. Now, this is the issues that these resorts have without there being a hurricane, okay? And then...
Do you know what? I have no issue with you bringing up these issues, yeah? What I do take a problem with is the fact that you're bringing it up during the hurricane. If these are the problems when there's not a hurricane, once again, by the way, I don't think it's the actual natives that you should be taking up that problem with. I mean, you could complain to the hotel manager or somebody like that, and if they're not taking it serious, then you raise it above. Go to the hotel provider. Go to your travel providers, go to your holiday makers, and say to them, "What kind of service did I just experience?" You need to make a change, but I don't understand why you're trying to make that change during hurricane season. But anyway, I'll let you push on. Say what you have to say. Let me hear the rest of this.
You have Jamaican Americans who basically are also checking black folks.
And to see fellow black Americans get up on the app and complain that y'all don't have adequate food or liquor in my parents' home country, where I still have family who are picking through rubbles, wondering if their house is still there, wondering how they're going to do the next steps, and y'all really sitting there complaining about not having adequate food at your resort, not having liquor, and you getting mad at people on your head tops because you decided to record. You decided to get up on the internet and record yourself complaining about how you're not getting adequate whatever, knowing damn well you about to come and fly back to this country where they gonna treat you like I don't know what.
This lady, in my opinion, gives the worst rebuttal. She admits that she is a first-generation American. Her family is from Jamaica, and she is castigating these so-called Black Americans for their attitude, because these people don't know where their homes are. You know, we have our family members there, and this is what you're complaining about. But you already know once you get back to this country, they're going to treat you like, you know, like poop. And this is interesting because if your country was such a better opportunity than this country, why are you in America? And then why?
Stop that. Stop that right now. Stop that right now. Why are you in America? Okay. Oh, brother, have you seen what the Jamaican dollar's worth compared to the American dollar? Have you? That's shocking. Yeah. Let's just be honest now, bro. Anybody that comes from a third world country, yeah, and comes and live in the Western world, you understand the reasons why. More opportunities and more ways to make money. Let's just face it, yeah? We all know the reasons why everybody immigrated. Some people immigrated because, you know, don't forget as well, yeah, that in the Windrush generation over here in England, we were asked to come over here to help. Let's not forget that as well, yeah? Asked to come over to help to rebuild England and make it great again, yeah? So let's not get it twisted when it comes to this whole situations that we're in right now. People are in different places for opportunity. Yeah. Oshay Duke Jackson. And I know you Americans like to say that you know, you Black Americans recently have been saying that I'm fully American. You know, I trace my history all the way back to America. But bro, what about from before they started recording history? What about before? But anyway, let me not get into that. That's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show. We'll talk about that later. Let's finish this and then we'll get into.
Why didn't you go back to Jamaica? I mean, you are discounting the fact that you had these Black Americans who were doing something that you won't do, which is going to visit Jamaica and investing into the economy. And again, I'm sorry.
Stop that. Who said she's not doing that? Who says she don't go back to Jamaica? Do you know this woman? Stop it. Yeah. Who says that they don't go back and invest in Jamaica? How do you know her business? Do you know what she's got going on? Stop that shit, man. So I don't understand why people assume that Jamaicans don't go back to help out Jamaica. So many Jamaicans go back to help out Jamaica. Don't get me wrong. There's some issues around Jamaicans going back to help Jamaica at the moment, which we'll talk about, I think, again on another show. But trust me, Jamaicans love to help Jamaica. So don't pretend that just because you go in there to have your holidays, you're not going there to help Jamaica out, bro. I understand that you're bringing your money there, but you never went there to help Jamaica. You went there to have a good time and enjoy the Jamaican sun and get what you can get out of Jamaica and leave. That's what you went there for. So don't pretend like you went there to help Jamaica. There was no like fund. This wasn't no like go help Jamaica thing. And the funny thing is, you say that, but now when it comes to actually helping Jamaicans in a serious time of need, you're telling them we shouldn't be complaining about you guys complaining at us during a hurricane. Oh, you lost your mind. I think you've lost your mind. Anyway, let it play.
Sorry, but if you're paying a top dollar price and a hurricane happens, it is the venue's fault. I'm sorry, it's the venue's fault.
Did you just say if you're paying? No, I gotta go back. Did he just say if you're paying top dollar and an incident like this happens, it's the venue's fault? How is it the venue's fault, bro? How about it's the holidays makers' fault? Stop taking bookings for this week at least. And why would you get on the flight knowing that it was going to be a hurricane anyway if you didn't want to experience being in the middle of a hurricane? You people are mad. Anyway, let me just make sure that's what he said before I keep going nuts. Let's go again.
The fact that you had these Black Americans who were doing something that you won't do, which is going to visit Jamaica and investing into the economy. And again, I'm sorry, but if you're paying a top dollar price and a hurricane happens, it is the venue's fault. I'm sorry, it's the venue's fault. They should be refunded their money or something. Okay, people spend their money to come to this resort. And again, I understand that the Black Americans or even some of the people in Britain have an issue with the quality of service and they're not being understandable. And of course, you know, as a man, if I was on the resort, I would definitely be more understanding. I noticed that the people that are really complaining about this are women.
Got him.
But they spent their money, right? I get it. They want to have a good time.
Yeah, stop that. I mean, that is true though. I don't think I've seen any men complaining. If I'm being honest, there was an American guy that I saw, but he was just enjoying life, saying that he's being well looked after. But do you know what? That is an interesting fact, though. I'm not going to go any further with it. Apart from that,
and relax because they had to go back to work and you work hard for what you have. But at a certain time, people are coming in. They're not hating on Jamaica. They're talking about an issue, and if you feel that they are
I'm sorry. Yeah, and guys, by the way, that's Oshay Duke Jackson. Go and check it out. I'm gonna obviously leave a link in the description if you guys want to go and check out this video and some of his other videos. He's got a lot of videos on black issues, a lot of black American issues, but black issues nonetheless. I do believe you've got some other channels as well where he talks about Pan-African development and stuff like that, but that's neither here nor there. Now, I do want to talk about this situation now. Let me just remove this, yeah? Because the way I see it, yeah, look, like I said, I like watching Oshay Duke's content and I do rate him, but right now I'm gonna have to say, bro, I think you dropped the ball on that one. And I get that you say that you wouldn't be complaining like that, but the fact of the matter is, you just said that you think that it's the venue's fault if a hurricane happens. Bro, that's the craziest shit I ever heard you say. That's some crazy shit, bro. Like, think about what just happened, yeah? Nobody at the venue asked for a hurricane to happen. The only people you can blame are the holiday makers, yeah, for letting you book your hotel in that time, not telling you about the weather prediction, and then yourself, because I'm pretty sure the news was saying that it was going to be a hurricane in Jamaica that week. It was coming, and you guys knew about it. So why in the hell would you postpone the holidays? Speak to your holiday makers and say to them, listen, obviously, there's going to be a hurricane. I don't think it's the best time to go. You know, as a reputable business owner, you should, cater to your customers and hopefully book it for a later date or something like that. But no, you wanted to go and thought that you was going to get the same experience. Who the hell thinks they're going to go to a country in the middle of a hurricane and get the same experience as you would get when they're not having a hurricane? Boy, that's just crazy. I don't even want to go any further with it. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments. If you're new, please subscribe. This is Joe Blackman. This is me, Joe Blackman. This is Backhand Entertainment. This has been another episode of Truth is Truth. I hope I get to hear what you guys think. Peace.
Real legend vibes.
Drive through the door like a hurricane spinning. Backhand gang always winning, never thinning. Bricks in the vision, stacking heights like a ladder. The first reckless graduate, nothing else matters. Taught by the ball, KG, the professor. Class full of hitters, no time for the lesser. Blueprint sharp, every line be surgical. Gang move wild, but the hustle's vertical. Shut up! There's a takeover anthem. Backhand gang, no question, no tantrum. With the bass, the streets gon' feel it. Records on the rise, no way to conceal it. Backhand gang, backhand gang, backhand gang. What?